What's up, guys? It's your boy History 101 hitting you with our newest topic. Today, we will be discussing probably the most important event in American history. Please write in the comments what you think it's going to be, whether it's July 4th, 1776, the day of our independence, or April 12th, 1861, the first day of the Civil War, which ended slavery, or maybe even December 7th, 1941, the day we entered World War II. I will be doing a V-Bucks giveaway to anyone who gets it right. Don't worry, this is not clickbait. Just enter your email and your social security number, and I'll give you those V-Bucks. You can buy your own Fortnite skin. Okay, if you said any of those answers, then
Wrong.
the correct answer is July 28th, 1588. Now, you're probably thinking,
Okay.
maybe this will clear it up a bit. July 28th, 1588 was the day the English Navy defeated the Spanish Armada.
Okay.
Alright, before we begin, let me give you some background info. Now, during this time frame, things were a lot different. There was no air travel, sailors had to rely on compasses and astrolabes to navigate, and people couldn't contact each other with the click of a button. People didn't have the modern technology that we have today. The greatest achievement in our exploration during that time was the circumnavigation of our globe by Spanish conquistadors, for Pete's sake. This means that a lot of the most powerful countries that have advanced technology, such as the US and the UK, didn't have these benefits. In fact, the USA didn't even exist yet. During this time, Spain was the most powerful country. So naturally, the ruler of Spain is the most powerful man in the world at that time. His name was King Philip II. After gaining a ton of wealth from the New World, he had no rivals, except for one. Her name was Queen Elizabeth I. The first reason was because he was Catholic, whereas she was a Protestant and had converted after the Reformation. Another reason was that she was financing a rebellion by Dutch Protestants against Spain in the Spanish Netherlands. Lastly, she had called for the execution of Mary, Queen of Scots. See, Elizabeth did this so that she had no competition for the throne, but Philip was angry because Mary was a Catholic monarch, like Philip. He believed that it should be Mary with the crown, and that executing her had been a bad move. So Philip says,
Ooga booga booga! Come here, boy!
just kidding, he didn't say that. So Philip posed a plan to invade England. However, this would take a lot of manpower, more than Philip had. He was rich, but not rich enough to support this. He would need 130 ships and 30,000 men. He would need an armada. However, he knew if he conquered England, he could acquire the vast wealth of the English treasury and use it to cover it up. He also convinced Pope Sixtus V to help fund the attempt because he wished to see England be altered to Catholicism. So, he began building his naval army, led by Marquis de Santa Cruz. In his 50-year-long career, he had never lost a battle. However, this did not mean he was perfect, and he begged Philip for more time to prepare the troops. However, Philip was becoming impatient, and he pushed the project. However, Santa Cruz died merely days before the Armada was to set sail. Philip was devoted to the task, and he couldn't wait any longer, so he appointed Duke Medina Sidonia as the next captain. The problem was, he had no naval experience. He was an army general. This dude had never even been on the ocean before. Why Philip picked him? I don't know, but this was the first unfortunate event of many to come for the Spanish. 130 ships is a big number, so the English knew that the Spanish were coming. Luckily, they were prepared, since they had three of the most prominent English captains of that time. They are Lord High Admiral Howard, Sir Francis Drake, and Sir John Hawkins. During this time, England wasn't known for their navy, and they knew they couldn't beat the Spanish in a shootout. So, the English made sure that their ships were faster and could outmaneuver the Spanish. They took advantage of the Spanish and their large and slow ships in one of the greatest sacrifice moves that even a chess grandmaster would have been proud of. They set a few of their ships on fire and set them after the Spanish while they were docked in France. Here's a visually accurate video of the event. Many of the ships were destroyed in the fire, but even more in the confusion. With smoke everywhere, many of the Spanish ships collided into each other in an attempt to flee the scene. However, many of them were stopped by the English ships who were ready for battle. By this time, they found that it was too late. The few remaining sailed north in an attempt to escape the conflict, but the torment of the Spanish wasn't over yet. Huge storms rolled in and caused many of the ships to sleep with the fishes. Only 76 ships returned with 15,000 men. This was the end of the Armada. Believe it or not, this had a huge impact on American history. As you all know, it was the English who colonized America. However, if the Spanish had won that fight, then the English would have been a member of the Spanish Empire. There would have been no further exploration of the North America by then, which means that the 13 colonies wouldn't have even existed. If the Spanish were the ones who explored America, things would have been drastically different. This also would have had a widespread effect on the rest of the world. Advances we have made in things such as government, technology, and cringy video games. These things wouldn't have occurred. But hey, at least there'd still hopefully be some Tijuana flats.